Hello and welcome to this lesson on writing an essay on Internet censorship. Let's do a worked example together, going step by step through writing an argument essay. I wrote the essay in about an hour and a half, and now I'll show you how I did each step. Here we go. Step 1. I did some research. I wanted help identifying arguments for and against Internet censorship, so I put these questions into Google one at a time. I found a bunch of articles to help me generate ideas. Step 2. I created a works cited list. When I found a website with information I wanted to include in my essay, I added it to my works cited list. I used this formula. Last name, comma, first name, comma, title, comma, published month / day / year, comma, web address, comma, accessed month / day / year, period. When there were two authors I used this formula. Last name, comma, first name, comma, and first name plus last name of the second author, comma, title, comma, published month / day / year, comma, web address, comma, accessed month / day / year, period. When there was no author or publication date, I just put the title and the date I accessed it. Here is my list in alphabetical order. I'll make sure to cite these articles as I write my essay. Step 3. I wrote a title in title case. Title case means the first word is capitalized and every word that is not a preposition or article is capitalized. If you are not sure whether to capitalize a word because you don't know it's part of speech, count the letters. If it has 4 or more letters, capitalize it. I never use an exclamation mark in titles. Exclamation marks aren't necessary, and anyway, I don't want to look emotional and crazy. Step 4. The introduction. I remembered the 3-part structure of the introduction. Start with a question. Give some context showing how important this problem is, and define terms for my reader. And in the last position, give my argument in the form of a thesis statement, with 2 supporting reasons that I can develop later. Here is my introduction. Did you know that in the past 20 years, internet use has increased by over 1,000%? That's my opening question. It is huge. There are now about 2 billion websites. However, some governments want to restrict your freedom to use the web. Internet censorship is the control of information that the public can access online by governments, businesses, and institutions. That's my definition of internet censorship. It is set to become a big problem. Some businesses want to control your access to information online to prevent you from buying from a competitor. Some governments around the world want to control your access to news so that they can maintain their power over the country. That'll establish the importance of the problem. Clearly, the internet must remain free because censorship kills free markets and threatens to destroy our democratic system. That's my thesis statement with 2 supporting reasons. Step 5. My first body paragraph. Let me show you what I wrote. First of all, internet censorship is bad for business. Notice how my topic sentence is in the first position. Notice also how I started it with a transition phrase and kept my sentence short. According to a USTR report, China's filtering of cross-border internet traffic has posed a significant burden to foreign suppliers, hurting both internet sites themselves, and users who often depend on them for their business. Notice how I cited one of my sources. It follows that businesses will lose money and refuse to invest in a country that prevents them from communicating with their customers. Notice how I used "it follows that." This phrase shows that I am making an inference and using my reasoning skills. Furthermore, customers may have to pay more for products and services when businesses with lower prices are blocked. Notice here how I used the transition word "furthermore." For example, if one business is able to use political influence or bribery to get the government to block a competitor's website, everyone suffers. Notice that I have given an example. This paragraph has a strong topic sentence that picks up one of the supporting reasons in my thesis statement. It uses an in-text citation. It uses argumentation. It contains transitions for cohesion, and it provides an example. It is not perfect, but this is a pretty good first body paragraph in my opinion. Step 6. My second body paragraph. Let me show you what I wrote. Secondly, democracy depends upon the freedom of expression. According to EFF, publishers in the USA have the right to publish political information. But that is not the case in all countries. GreatFire.org tells us that the Chinese government has blocked almost a quarter of the internet websites in China. When people cannot access news, they cannot exercise their democratic rights to protest and to vote according to what they believe. Controlling access to information prevents people from fully participating in a democracy. This paragraph has a strong topic sentence that picks up the second supporting reason in my thesis statement. It uses two in-text citations. It contains transitions for cohesion, and it provides an illustration. It is not perfect, but it is good enough for me to advance my argument. Step 7. The counterargument in my third body paragraph. Let me show you how I tackle the opposing view. Some people say that we need censorship to control the spread of fake news. Indeed, misinformation spreads quickly. According to Shinan Errol, a professor at the MIT, we found that falsehood diffuses significantly farther, faster, deeper, and more broadly than the truth, in all categories of information, and in many cases by an order of magnitude. However, governments and business cannot be trusted to decide what we can and cannot see. It would be enough simply to require that social media companies flag fake news with labels like unverified. This paragraph starts by summarizing a popular opposing view. I conceded that misinformation spreads quickly using the word indeed. I even found a study from researchers who discovered that fake news travels faster than facts. Then I use the word however to signal my refutation with a more reasonable alternative to censorship. I am pretty happy with this paragraph. Step 8. My conclusion. Let me show you how I wrap things up. In conclusion, we need to protect unfettered access to information on the internet to protect business and the democratic right to know. That's the paraphrase of my thesis in my introduction. People should write to their elected officials to let them know that the internet must remain free of censorship. That's my recommendation. If enough of us do that, it will help to protect consumers from higher prices and protect citizens from the collapse of democracy in our country. That's my prediction of what will happen if my advice is followed. I have used a transition phrase to start the paragraph. I have given a paraphrase of my thesis with two supporting reasons. And I have made a call to action with a prediction. That's it. I'm done. Last step. Let's see what I get when I use the website to generate an automatic formative evaluation. 94%. Not bad. I can always use the feedback to try to improve it further. I hope my step-by-step example of an argument essay on internet censorship helped.